We're double dipping right now. So we're going live on YouTube. We're going live on Facebook. Boom.
That's a lot.
I know. Can you handle all this?
It's double vision.
I feel like, hang on. Gotta get me in here. Okay. Hello, everyone. So I kind of figured, since we're not going to see him this weekend, may as well share some love. It's been a while since we've hopped on.
We're not going to see anyone this weekend?
Well, they're not going to see us on YouTube.
Because you're not going to be able to do a video.
Correct.
What a bummer.
I know. So therefore, I'm just saying hi to everyone.
So to kind of elaborate on that, so Mandee has an Arbonne retreat that she's going to over the weekend, so she will not be attending the races.
However, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'll be watching from my phone.
Absolutely.
So Friday, well, you've got Albany and Middletown, right?
Yep.
So Friday at Albany, you can watch his races live on Dirt Track Digest. Billy races Diamond Friday. You can watch his race live on Dirt Track Digest. Saturday, you have Middletown. You can watch that live on their website.
Yep.
Okay, and I think Dad and Billy potentially might be going to Bridgeport. Dad's going to Bridgeport. You can watch that live on Flow Racing. And then Sunday...
How's Billy going to go to Bridgeport? Doesn't he go to New Egypt?
New Egypt's off.
Oh, they're off.
So you can go to Bridgeport. Highly suggest it if you're in the area. Highly suggest it. And then Sunday, Billy's going to Baps Motor Speedway in PA. And you can catch that live on Dirt Track Digest. All right, how'd I do?
That was good.
Thank you. So hi, everyone. This is exciting. Haven't seen you guys in a while. So I want to tell everyone what you've been up to. You've got a lot going on. Oh.
Yeah, a lot going on. So we rained out the past 2 weeks at Albany, Saratoga. So the car for Friday is ready to go. And last week we rained out at Middletown.
But
meanwhile,
you drove all the way down there.
We drove all the way there before they rained out. Yeah, it was disappointing. It was kind of like, it's like either if you're going to drag us there, get the grader out. If you're not going to get the grader out, then don't drag us there. Like if it rains in the forecast,
Yeah.
But so that was expensive, but we'll be back there this Saturday with a brand new car. Once we found out we rained out, we figured we had time this week to swap chassis. And
you picked it up last week, right?
Yeah. So,
mind you, this is like a faster build than Jenny because Jenny's not even finished.
Yep.
What should we name it? I know
don't
you're getting
know.
so pissed. What should we name it? All right.
I don't know what you.
We got a new car. We have to name it. Continue.
So the story behind the car is we've been racing in Middletown, and we've had a really good car, but it's just been kind of heavy. So Anthony Monaco goes, why don't we just get a new car? So he ordered a car through Barrett's and picked it up like a week later. And then now, like, we picked it up last Thursday. It's Thursday. We already have it together. And
didn't you go to actual Big Mel to pay them? You didn't.
Yeah. So Barrett's is a dealer.
Yes.
And
so you can just order it through there.
Anthony gets all of his Bicknell stuff through Barrett's because Barrett's is right next to Middleton. And so yeah, that was the deal. And I think we started stripping the car like 5:30, 5:40, I don't know, somewhere in there on Sunday morning. We had the whole thing stripped by the end of the day Sunday. And
7:30. I think you texted me.
Yeah. And we had the new one like part way put together. We made quite a lot of ground. We had 4 guys on it. A lot of good help in the shop, and it was exhausting, but it was pretty cool to get that big of a head start. So then every day this week has felt like a different, like, for example, Tuesday felt like it was Wednesday. So I felt like I was a day ahead because we worked all day on Sunday, you know? It's just one of them deals.
That's a good week. So hopefully she rolls out of the trailer fast. Everything goes well.
I think it should. Everything's coming together really nice. The other thing, so get this. If we had a hole in the radiator, didn't know it. And
the Middletown car.
Yeah. It didn't have one until, so that it was full of water. I checked it, ran it in the shop. Loaded the car on Thursday. Went to Middletown. They rain out. We drive home. Unload the car Sunday morning, and there's no water in it.
Really?
Yeah, it's empty. I mean, there's probably like a gallon, but not enough. And so if we had raced, probably would have overheated. Would have been a disaster. It's a very expensive motor in the car. So kind of glad that happened. It really was a miracle. So now we got a new radiator, new chassis, ready to go.
Sweet. This is the stuff that I'm missing on videotaping because I didn't come in until Monday night. I didn't get back up here, I think.
Right.
So I pretty much missed like the whole teardown.
Yeah.
But would have been cool to see. Sorry.
She came in when the car was already done.
That's how I roll.
Wow, look at that.
That's how I roll. All right. So actually, you know what? Screw this. You're not following the comments.
Oh, sorry.
You're doing a terrible
Aunt Jemima's
job.
back. She's
Jemima's
doing a lot of
back.
commenting.
Let's see. Let's see. Oh, Bernie says Salty K's a pair in the New Egypt video right around the corner from me. Love that place. So good. You guys know how much I love ice cream. If you go to New Egypt, what road is New Egypt on? I should know this. You wouldn't know. Okay. The main road New Egypt's on, if you're going to New Egypt, you're heading south and the track's gonna be on your left. So back up like 2 lights.
Just past the pyramids.
You're hilarious. There's an ice cream place right there. TK is like one of the best ice cream places I've ever been to. Absolutely delicious. So worth it. So worth it. So good. All right. That was my fun fact. So make sure you go there before you go to the track. Oh man, Peter says the racing sucks in Canada. Still no fans are allowed. It's pretty much kind of the same everywhere but like Pennsylvania, I feel. At least up here. New York, you're only allowed to be in the pits. No fans at Middletown. But I know a lot of fans have been really supporting the online stuff.
Well, Middletown has the drive-in and the infield open.
Yes.
So you can go in with your car, and they had a ton of them last. So we had a big show last like Thursday. Not last Thursday, but Thursday before that.
Yes.
Twin 50s. There was a lot of fans in the.
That was a really good turnout.
And in the infield, so that was good.
I'm drinking my movie.
Okay. What do we have here?
Trying to catch up here. I don't know why. There's something like hot in my way. Route 539. Thank you, Bernie. Have you heard anything about Plattsburgh?
Plattsburgh.
Airborne?
I went to practice there a while back.
Yeah, beginning of the year.
Track was really nice. But I haven't heard about the racing.
It's tough. I mean, for some tracks that they can have drive-in, they can do the social distancing, it works. I mean, Middletown's lucky they have the drive-in, but Airborne, there wouldn't be anywhere for drive-in. Not even in the infield. So that's hard.
No.
Oh, wait, let me take a wild guess. Last night was fun. Did Stewie win?
He did.
I should have bet on that. I should bet on that one.
He did. Matt Shepard was second.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. How many cars they get?
I didn't
No,
look at that.
There's like using your phone. Okay, here we go. Joe asked, "Did you graduate from Central?" My wife and her brothers and sisters went there. Assuming you might be asking me, I did not graduate Central. My mom and my dad went to Central, Hunter and Central, but I actually went to Del Val.
So Patrick's back on the Fonda thing. He said, "Why was Fonda so slick and dry for the short track Super Series race? Was there no track prep done for the race?" They raced Saturday, and yes, between Saturday and Sunday they didn't tow up the track, so it was dry. And last night I heard it was tackier and rougher.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we did get a lot of
different conditions. I didn't watch. We watched Action Track last night.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, Dan.
I would have liked to watch both, but we had a nice little date night last night. Went out to dinner.
Mm-hmm. That was the first time.
Restaurant we haven't been to before.
It was really
we
nice.
drove by the Ausable Chasm and went to
Mariner.
The Mariner.
Mariner is really good.
Good restaurant.
But we sat at the bar.
Made friends with the bartender.
We sat at the bar and I prop up the phone so the waitress can't see what we're watching. And she's like, "What are you watching?" And then turns to this whole conversation about racing. And then she asked one of the two questions. I never tell you who my favorite is, and I won't tell you who the better driver is.
She said, "Who's the better driver between me and her brother?"
And I was like,
She's tripping over her
yeah.
words. It's funny.
Yeah, but she seemed pretty into it, so it was cool. But so we had a nice date night, and then I was texting my mom. I was like, "Oh, Billy got what did he get? He was running second in the speedster last night. Got spun out. Came back through, got seventh, and then he got third in the 600 from like mid pack."
Yeah.
I was texting my mom, and she's like, "How dare you text on date night?" I'm like, I sent her a picture. I was like, "No, we're watching racing on date night." So that's how we roll. All right, so Jake asked, "No word when Super Dirt's gonna start." What do you got?
I think they're supposed to start at
Bridgeport?
Middletown and Bridgeport.
Middletown.
It's a Middletown Bridgeport swing. I think it's a Tuesday, Wednesday, I believe. So we go to Middletown Tuesday, Bridgeport Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
So
no problem. I know there was a release that I think Bridgeport put out about it. So
pretty excited
when
for
is
that.
that?
I've been wanting to go to Bridgeport, but they just switched to Saturdays. So now I can't. I was hoping to stay, go to Bridgeport on a Sunday. Missed my chance because they've been doing that, but it just didn't work out for us.
Oh, you don't have all this stuff on here?
What stuff?
I'm trying to get
What stuff am I supposed to have?
the calendar. Your calendar is not up to date like mine.
Oh, I don't know how to work that thing.
It's fine. Anyways.
I wish I did.
Okay, so
Jay Wolf said Fonda had 24 big blocks yesterday.
okay.
Now, I can guarantee you that they did not have 24 big blocks. They had 24 modifieds. A lot of them are small blocks and other things because they have unique rules at Fonda. A lot of people texted me yesterday going, "Hey, you going to Fonda?" And I'm like, well, I went for the short track Super Series race. Don't really have the right motor combination. Like, to get the weight break, you got to have a 360 or 370 cubic inch or less motor. I don't know. It's different rules for there than what we run at
Plus,
Malta
you raced your
and
dad's car. You didn't run the 35.
Yeah, but even his car was a higher cubic inch small box, so we didn't get a weight break. So it kind of like handicaps you. But so yeah, to go to a regular show, it just doesn't make sense if you don't have the right stuff.
Mike asks, "Does Fonda still have the dip in the second turn?" I thought
The dip in the second
there was
turn.
a dip in the third.
There's a dip going into 1, coming out of 2, going into 3, and coming out of 4. I mean,
there's dip in every turn.
it's just like it's kind of like a rolling road course when
Really?
you go to Fonda. I mean, you don't ever turn right, but it's like you got these dips, and every turn is a different angle. It makes for really exciting racing. Typically, I like going there. It's fast, and you really sail hard in the 3, and it's got a tight turn 4. And
No, what? Oh, Troy said since Bridgeport's going to Saturday nights, they lost the Flow TV contract. Why? That's not cool.
all right,
I'm
just
so
get a
sad.
different contract, like
Yeah.
Dirt Track Digest or
Yeah, interesting.
something. Dirt Vision.
All right,
whatever.
so thank you, Troy. I take it back. Apparently, you can't watch Bridgeport. Well, that stinks. Okay, rephrase that. Let's see what else. Lucas asked, where and what did you start racing as a kid?
They had a volunteer or a charity lawnmower racing league.
I thought you said lawnmower.
And I raced go-karts of that, and then I got to racing slingshots. And if you don't know about those, Richie Tobias built them. Really affordable, larger go-kart, safe for your kids.
Place to start.
40 horsepower, alcohol-powered engine, and looks like a little modified. So those are a lot of fun. Then you got micro sprint. We ran like 1 year with that, won a championship, then went to Sportsman and 358s and big blocks and all that. So sprint cars.
I'm enjoying
Did
this.
all the local divisions, except I never really got to do like a street stock or pro stock.
No? That's actually...
I did get to drive a late model a couple times.
I think that's what Billy started out with at New Egypt was street stock.
Wow.
In Kevin Foucault's car.
I've
Dad's
never
car.
been in one.
And then that's how Kevin ended up being Dad's sponsor. It
Oh,
all started with Billy.
Billy in the street stock?
Yeah. Interesting. Some
So-
things you never remember or you don't think about.
Apparently there was a big fight at I think it was Lemon Valley. A couple of pro stocks got together straight
Did
away.
you?
I think it was just the other night.
Oh.
I saw a replay of it just before we got on here. I don't know much about it. Just looked really exciting.
Like physical fight or just cars?
Oh yeah, like
Oh, right.
leg in the cockpit, punching the guy.
Oh,
it
that's intense. That's intense.
was some WWE.
Yeah. Patrick asked if Mike is going to BAPS on Sunday.
I would love to.
But
Wait. We have to figure something out because we need tires to go there. We could bring a big block there if we want to. We gotta get tires though, so we'll see what happens.
Madden asked, are you ever going to come to Genesee Speedway and have you been before? Have you?
Never been there. Don't know what it looks like.
Just reminds me of Genesee.
I don't know
Premium.
anything about it.
Sorry.
I've heard that they've made some extreme improvements throughout the last 5 to 10 years.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, because I guess it started out, it wasn't much of, it was just kind of like a backyard track. I don't know. So I don't know much about it. Why am I talking about it?
I don't know. You're doing great though. It sounded really good. Let's see. Oh, so fill in on my life is that GoPro won't replace my camera that shattered from Bridgeport on Sunday. So I had to go and order a brand new one.
The best they could do was they said, we can give you $100 off a new one.
A new upgraded of like their max something, whatever their newest. I don't know. It looks funky. It's like square. It's not like the regular GoPros. It's I don't know what the heck it's called. Someone probably knows. But I'm set up like we kind of agreed as like we want the same camera because when we do the split screen, if you have one that's newer and then an older one, they don't look the same and the quality's different. And I just, I'm all about that. So it was very disappointing, but ordered a new one. And then, so get this. 3 weeks ago, I went and bought an extra GoPro because I had that feeling. I was like, well, for that one race where I have all three, Dad, Mike, and Billy racing, how can I choose and not have one driver without a GoPro? I can't. I just.
So you need more GoPros?
Yeah. So what I did was I went to Walmart the other week in Plattsburgh, bought a GoPro. Oh, unfortunately, it ended up being you that got that GoPro at Fonda because you only see maybe like 10 laps of Mike in the feature at Fonda. And that's because the GoPro had a malfunction, had some kind of, and of course Mike ended up with it. Sorry. I know. So I went to GoPro and I had to send that back. So right now I'm only at one GoPro. Did you guys catch on all that? This is what I have to deal with. I know.
So for 3 cars to have a front and rear GoPro, you need 6 of them. 6 mounts. That's expensive.
We're not doing that. I mean, I could.
I just love to watch you running around trying to turn them all on.
Well, you should have seen me at Fonda. It was Bichetti, because Andy Bichetti had they were like, he was parked almost right next to the lineup at Fonda where you on the track. And Billy was in let's just say like he was in the second heat. So, all right, I'm at Billy's trailer, turn his GoPro on, watch his heat. He gets flat, all this stuff's happening. And then I'm like, I got to go get Mike. So I run over there and you already pulled away. So I'm chasing you down and it was hot that day. So I run to the chute and like no one's really supposed to be in there. And I'm like chasing you down and you stop and I quickly I almost ran into the back of you. And I quickly turned the GoPro on, I hit it and I turn around, everyone's like, I'm like, we're good. I just need to turn the GoPro on. Oh, thank you. Someone says the GoPro should sponsor me. I greatly appreciate it. I'd be down for that. It would, we could make that work. Sorry, just catching up on the comments. That was a lot to get off my chest. Priorities. Are you reading this?
I don't know. I see somebody's talking about rear view mirrors. I guess if you don't know, we don't run rear view mirrors in our cars, and you can only see directly beside you. There's a window.
There's a window.
Panels in the way.
Neck restraints too.
So if somebody gets alongside you and they get their wheel alongside you, you can't really see them until they get their door up along where you can see their door. So the commitment zone of getting into the corner, you get up beside somebody, just having a wheel on them, you kind of got to back out or else there's going to be some contact.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes some things that you see on the track, you're like, why would they do that? Why would he cut down? And you're like, you had no idea that person's
sometimes
there.
You can't see them.
Yeah, so certain moves people make on the track, you have to be really cautious in a sense, but on top of your game.
You have to sometimes you can try to use your hearing to listen if somebody's next to you, but that doesn't work that well.
No.
It's tough without radios or mirrors.
Jeremy has a good question. Something I don't think we've ever discussed. Why is the top few inches of the rear spoiler clear plastic, not sheet metal? So
the rules are designed with a clear spoiler so that because they're so tall that if you're in a pack of cars, you can't see beyond them. So it's to make it so that you can see over top of the.
But can you really?
You can't. What happens is they get covered in mud.
Yeah.
And you can't see through them anyway. When they get older, they get scratched up. You can't see through them. The only ones you can see through is a brand new one that's not dirty. So it doesn't really work. My opinion is we don't need the spoilers to be there. you could just take them off.
I feel like that's where you and I mean, I don't know how. I don't know. I just know between you, Dad, and Billy, like Dad always messes with that.
That could be confusing. What I just said. If you are allowed to have a 50-inch spoiler, you need it there.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, if the rules said the spoiler could only be 46 inches tall, then they could just all be 46 inches tall, and we don't need it.
Okay.
You know.
Okay, so Carrie asked, I'm a little behind, but have you raced Jenny yet? I know the answer, but
nope.
She'll come out in 2021.
Jenny, it's almost there.
Is she?
Yeah. I think
she got the motor in.
Motor's in.
Mm-hmm.
Try some tanks on the radiator and oil cooler are not in.
It's one of those things, like, obviously we all know it's a weird world we're living in right now, but the Albany car runs well. You've got a new car, obviously, for Anthony got it for you, that you're running at Middletown. We're not really doing any special shows, so, like, where are we going to bring Jenny?
I was kind of hoping there would be a special show.
Well, no, but that's
what it was being.
Everyone's asking, like, why haven't we seen Jenny? And really, we
have
have the cars set that they're working, they're running well. Like, why you don't change it?
Should have been done by now, but
should have.
Things that I ordered in March still aren't done yet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Robert asks, have you ever had a time where a driver refused to have a GoPro on their car, or had a driver refuse you to tape them in the pit area? So I only put the GoPros on our cars. But as far as taping people in the area, usually I have been yelled at before a few times. I've learned my lesson, but what I feel when you're with a traveling team, when you're with the same people week in and week out, they kind of know what to do. And I'm not like boasting myself by saying like everyone should know that I'm like videotaping for YouTube, but more in a sense of it's the same people all the time, so they're comfortable enough and they know. I hope they know, because if you take notice to every video, most of the videos, like clips of other people, crews and stuff, I'm showing you like the quarter panel. I'm showing you them changing a tire. I'm not up in under the car or in their trailer showing like their secrets. So I position it in certain ways so that they should hopefully feel comfortable of me walking around videotaping them.
Yeah, so a lot of fans don't realize too that come around and check out the cars. I'll notice people kind of walk around very comfortably, kind of like it's a car show. Like the pit area to them is like, oh, check out all these cars, and they kind of looking at how they're put together and what's going on, and all the crew members and the people that built the cars are like giving them dirty looks, like, what are you doing? You can't be in there. It's almost like it's offensive. So the fans don't really know the etiquette of that. We don't really want everybody to know like how we have everything set up.
It's basically like when you're in school. Did you have it when you're in school? When you take a test, they'd give you like a folder. Did you ever have that? So we don't cheat and look at other people's desks. Yeah. That's basically what we do. Like we stay in our stall, you stay in your stall. We won't peek.
Yeah.
We might try, but we won't peek. Yeah. So I have learned my lesson, like well said with that. But for the most part, usually I'm pretty cautious with it. Lately, more than anything, just because like COVID, I haven't been showing a lot of other crews because I don't really leave our trailer. You know, I just stick with our crew and kind of do our part and distance. So if you've noticed that, it's been more us focused. So that's that. What did I miss? Ooh, Patrick asks, how much of an impact does Mandee have on Mike from a superstitious standpoint when she is there at the track versus when she isn't at the track, if at all? Well, when he wins, he says, "Mandee, it's okay if you stay in New Jersey." Don't have an answer to that.
I know.
No. You're not. Are you really that superstitious? I don't think you are.
No.
No, right?
I'm not.
Not nearly as close as my brother. Oh my God. On our way to New Egypt, I forget what happened, but because the opener at New Egypt, they something came off, something broke. He was leading at New Egypt, and this past weekend was the second race. So we're on our way down. He's like, "Well, last time we stopped at Wawa, so we're not stopping at Wawa. Let's stop and get ice cream." So he likes to mix things up, and then we get there, and his crew guys parked in the pits with the truck that we rode down in. And Billy's like, "Well, we broke last week. We're not." Like everything changes.
I'm parking a different spot now.
Yeah, that's how it rolls over there. Oh, I love it. It's so great. Okay, sorry. Anything else? Do you see anything, darling?
I definitely felt like when we parked in a different spot at Fonda, it kind of set the tone for the night.
Yeah, from the rain out.
I like our normal spot.
Yeah.
And we parked like way down at the end, and it just didn't feel right.
Yeah. Okay, so Marvin says, just an idea. How about an electric tear-off machine in front of the GoPro, maybe even a remote switch?
Whoa!
You
So
guys
now
are
we're gonna get somebody
somebody
send us a set of those motocross goggles, and I'll mount them in front of the GoPro with a little button.
Do motocross goggles have?
They make a kind that has like a reel. Some of them have a crank reel, and some have a button.
What was it? Hold on, hang on. What was the last race I was at? Bridgeport. Yeah, it was the feature. It was under the first yellow, and I was sitting with Steve and a couple people, and I looked over him. I'm like, hopefully Dad's thinking about the GoPro and he's gonna wipe it for me. Steve's like, did you actually tell him to do that? I'm like, heck no. My father would. That's the last thing my father would be thinking about is fixing the GoPro. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Okay, so Mike says, talk a little bit about what a challenge it is mentally to make a change to the car after heat, like when the track probably won't be anything like that for the future.
It's super challenging. As the conditions change, the guys that make the right decisions on what to change to make the car hook up usually is the biggest thing, I think, the biggest factor in winning or losing a race before you even get on the track. Which is, why I saw another comment, like that's why people cover up the car, because they don't want people to know what decisions they're making, what changes they're making throughout the night to be fast at the end.
Yeah, I know. So, I know my brother will do that too. It's so funny. I noticed the differences is like New Egypt. I think I noticed my brother do it, and I know my dad always used to do it. Like your home track, you usually know when you're there every single week, but when you're at a traveling place or a new place, like it's kind of difficult to make those decisions. But your weekly track, it's like your bread and butter, where you might be winning a lot, and everybody's looking at you. That's where you cover it up, because like they're gonna see something, and even if it's not a very big deal or whatever, them seeing it and then going, oh, maybe I should move this rod here, all of a sudden makes them better, and then that guy is just that much harder to pass. Yeah, and then and that's what I noticed. I mean, not that it's like a secret or anything, but Saturday at New Egypt before the feature, like Billy was probably one of the last ones to line up for the feature lineup to go out on the track. And right before he got in the car, he goes in the trailer and he talks to his guys, and instantly, like, they were on it under the car making changes. Like, everyone was already strapped in behind the track, like no one else would notice. You do last minute. Yeah, that's a big deal, having the crew trained to be able to make those last minute calls for situations like that. Yeah, and it's tough because in a 30 lap race,
in a handicapped event, you get put to the back. You have to start in the back every week, and you got to pass the same cars every week, and you only get 30 laps to do it. There's not a lot of time. You got to be able to just get up through. So, there's nights where if you're not like right on your game, you could have the fastest car and you only get the 7th.
Yeah.
It's
the
way it goes.
Very competitive, but it definitely is. I don't want to say it's a head game, but it almost is a head game. Like when you have that edge on top of people, like obviously you don't want to give up your secrets, which is fine. You've worked hard to earn that, to get to where you are. You don't want other people, like as soon as they find out, it's like, I don't say it's game over, like it's tough.
Yeah.
But so you'll see people mess around and cover this or do that, and maybe they're covering this and there's nothing there. It's just there to mess with you. So and I do appreciate. We'll wrap up because we definitely we're at 30 minutes. I think it's really cool, what tracks there are fans at that we've been at so far this year. I've had a lot of people come up to us and thank us for like informational videos we've done, because they said that they've learned a lot and been able to like apply it when they're at the tracks now. So more kudos to you, because that's all I am. Just saying.
What did I do?
You're the smart cookie here. I just ask the questions. You're welcome. So
I like compliments.
You're welcome.
She's the pretty one.
We get the smarts and the beauties. It works out. Anyways, so thank you all. Again, be sure to support the racetracks. If you can go, definitely go. But of course, be safe. Do your part. Do your social distancing. If you can't, just go online, find out what tracks are streaming live and support them. I know we've watched like 3 or 4 different races going on at once before. So do what we can. Hopefully, eventually we'll get things back to more normal. But
I'd like to see things go exactly back to normal.
That'd be great.
Just drop this whole thing.
We're still waiting for that one day.
I'm not a real believer in it.
No,
gotta be honest.
We're not gonna open that can of worms. So thank you all. Appreciate you. Don't forget to look at them up there too. We got a camera here. We got a camera there. This is a great setup. So make sure to support everything. Stay safe. And no videos this weekend, but we will be back next weekend. And if all goes well, we'll do a live next week. So then we can give them your recap.
Okay.
Sounds good?
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Bye, everyone.
See ya.
I'll let you turn that one off, Michael. See you guys.